Hi there. I guess in the previous episode I said I wasn't gonna show the return trip of the rocket because it's nothing special at this point. I'm already at petroleum engine, so it's not really any different. It's just that the rocket components are different, but because of how long the trip is, I did all of the preparation I needed for this episode, and the rocket is just about to arrive. So I guess we'll see that come back. 13.6 cycles to go back and forth because of how far it was. If you didn't know, I went to this right here because in the previous episode I finally got liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen, though I only used liquid oxygen so that I could send a return trip to the organic mass so I can get some algae and slime just as a test run. But yes, hello, this is oxygen not included again, and I guess a quick recap. In the previous episode, I improved my liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen farming situation. And in between this and the previous episode, in those 13.6 cycles before I started recording again, I managed to improve my system much more. It's much more efficient now. It's much safer. Because for the liquid oxygen, it was fine because of how much of a temperature difference it is from condensing oxygen into liquid and then from it freezing into ice. It's about 30 degrees of wiggle room. So for the liquid oxygen, the system was pretty much fine already. But for the liquid hydrogen becomes liquid hydrogen at negative 252.2 degrees Celsius, but it freezes at negative 259.2, so that's a 7-degree differential, which was kind of hard. As you can see, it's still somewhat freezing into ice. But yes, I somewhat improved the system by number one, removing the supercoolant that I leaked here, and the major difference is that I inverted this thing because previously these were facing the output was facing towards the closer side, obviously, because that seems just logical, but actually inverted it so that the flow would be different. So instead of, I guess in this situation, the water is flowing counterclockwise when initially it was flowing clockwise because again the aqua tuners were inverted. And the issue there is that a lot of the cold was being absorbed by the supercoolant and barely anything was going to the top grills here. So yeah, a lot of the cold wasn't really going to where it should be, especially for the liquid hydrogen. A lot of the cold was being absorbed by the supercoolant on the floor, and then the hydrogen gas itself wasn't getting much to get, and so when it condensed, it came into contact with the super cooled supercoolant, and it's becoming ice. Though as you can see, it's still becoming ice, so that's still an issue that I'm going through. Though a very lovely thing is that I have an entire tank full of liquid hydrogen already and a tank of liquid oxygen. So yeah, I have a huge surplus, so I could possibly send the hydrogen rocket. Actually, not possibly, I can do that in this episode, and I will. That's the goal for this episode. And also, I did the thing that I also said in the previous episode, which was that I routed, completely forgot about this part. I routed my oxygen and hydrogen production here so that or my reservoirs at the very least, so that it's much easier for me to control the flow, and that is an issue that I was experiencing in the previous one because I had to, for the hydrogen at the very least, I had to manually like send what do you call this? I had to manually send canisters using this thing right here, the canister filler. Just so because as you know, hydrolyzers don't really produce that much hydrogen. It's mostly oxygen. Oh yeah, and I made this monstrosity right here. The unending liquid bridges, which is very, very lovely. Which I will actually do for the hydrogen as well. Anyway, I'm just waiting for the rocket to return. There's this space mission. There it is! Came back. I'm gonna close the bunker because we're gonna be remodeling this thing for hydrogen. What is this? Why is there dirt here? What? Wait, did this stuff get cooked on the rail and they became dirt? I think so. Well, that makes it difficult to bring back slime and algae. Huh. But yeah, this thing right here is, I guess it's alright. It's somewhat switching between ice and liquid form. As you can see, the hydrogen ice is now turning back to liquid again. So, you know, I guess it's fine. I mean, I could adjust this a bit more, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, going back to what I was saying, the liquid bridges, because I'm gonna remodel this. I guess I should remodel the rocket first. Goodbye, petroleum. And actually, I'm gonna pre-plan the trip so that I know how much I'm gonna build. Where would be an interesting place to visit? I know I could visit the end immediately, but I don't want to do that yet. I probably want to get another asteroid. I mean asteroid, sorry. I don't know why I said asteroid. I probably want to get another duplicant. That'll be like a throwaway duplicant. I know that seems kind of morbid, but at the same time, because it's according to the, if I go here to the printing pod, the final mission is breach the temporal tear, send a duplicant on a one-way mission to the furthest star map destination. One way. It's a one-way mission, so I'm assuming that my duplicant will be lost. And I don't know if I want to get rid of Wonder Ronaldin, my champion, because Wonder Ronaldin is decked out. He has a lot of good stats. For some reason, she also is the only duplicant I was able to get that has a love for rocket spacesuit, whatever. Well, actually, I'll think about it. But I'll still like postpone that mission for another day. This is still a whatever episode. I'm just exploring this new technology. But once I decide if I want her to, you know, finish the job and go on that one-way trip through the temporal tear, then so be it. Or if I choose to get a throwaway duplicant, then so be it as well. But for now, I haven't decided. So right now, I'm just gonna explore hydrogen engine. I did say in the previous episode that wolframite is running low, and this is the only place I can get wolframite from, and tungsten. So why not? It's 160,000 kilometers. Okay, I mean, I guess it's the... Oh no, he's bringing out the rocket calculator again. Here we go. It's the rocket calculator. So hydrogen... Let's pre-plan this. I have LOX as well, so that's fine. Let's see, rocket modules. Obviously want to bring one to distance of 160,000. Is that right? Is it 160,000? No, it's 150,000, so it's much closer. Okay. And then how many research modules can I bring? 3, 4, 5? It's gonna require 3 tanks. I want one that just requires 2. Or is it not possible? That's not possible. So I'm gonna be bringing 3 tanks regardless. So, uh, I guess this is, a fine compromise. I guess. All right. So I'm gonna have to destroy this and then destroy this. See you, petroleum. What did I name this rocket? Spirit of Petroleum 1. Goodbye. Okay, so this is gonna be 1 here, 1 tank, and 1 oxidizer. Then 1 cargo bay, then 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it'll fit the hangar. It'll fit the hangar. Command capsule. Look at that. Perfectly fits. Now, I just need to rewire this thing to go much higher. So, back to building bridges. I still can't believe this strat worked. My god. I mean, it makes sense, But at the same time, what monstrosity have I built? Okay, so this takes care of the fuel for the oxidizer, or at least the piping for the oxidizer, and I'm gonna set it to, how much did I need? 2,463 per. Okay, 2,463. I can just type it, 2,463. So I have, oh god, math. Here comes math. So 900, another 900, so that brings it up to 1,800. So how much is left? Oh god, so 2,400 minus 1,800, that's, oh, I need 600, how much was it? 63. Is that right? I think it is. Takes 663. Big brain maths, am I right? I got it. Okay, so that's one of the issues done, and the next one is a lot more bridges because we're here to bring hydrogen. This way, I guess. Oh my goodness! Look at it. Feast your eyes. Marvel at my engineering. Can this even be considered engineering or a crime against humanity? I don't know. There it is. Now it just needs to be built. Also, I saw that while building this. I need to remove the drywall in this pre-made place. This place is not good for the piping because there's medium for exchange. Because as you can see, there's carbon dioxide from the return trip of the shuttle, and since I opened it, the gas was able to seep in through and stay here because this is it's got drywall, so it prevents gas and liquid from disappearing into space as it normally would. But obviously, you know, because of pressure and how gases work, it'll eventually seep out through this opening right here, but because of how much drywall there is, it's gonna take a while, so I'm just gonna break a bunch of drywall to speed up the process and also to lessen the chance that gases will get stuck here during launches. Alright, so the pipes are built. So, time to do more math. So it's 2,463, so that's just 4 sessions of 500, then 1 session of 463. Alright, doing maths. Ooh. Here we go. There might be extra in there because I forgot to put it down to 0 and then reset the amount. But anyway, that's fine. I'm cool with losing a bit of oxidizers because of how much I have. Okay, so that's 1, That's two. This is the third one. If you're also wondering, if you didn't watch the previous episode, if you're wondering why these bridges are built like this is so that it cuts the travel time drastically of the liquid in the pipes, and at the same time it minimizes heat transfer between the pipes and the liquid, because I ran into that issue where the pipes were absorbing too much of the, or I guess it's the other way around. The pipes are imparting too much heat on the liquid flowing through it that it turned the liquid oxygen back into gas and burst the pipes. So this was the only compromise that I could think of that both cuts the time of travel, because if you didn't know, the liquid jumps from one pipe, from one bridge to the other, so it kind of, you know, just jumps 3 tiles immediately. And it also is because it's safer, because that liquid bridges don't burst, because again, you know, the liquid flowing through the pipes don't actually go through the bridge, it just teleports to the other end. Or at least that's how the game mechanic works. So, you know. Okay, where was I? Alright, the fourth and final session of 500, and then 463. The only thing that I could think of that would work for this feature, aside from this, is that if I have insulated pipes made out of, you know, insulation. You know, the actual insulation material, this one right here. But it costs so much. It's 400 per pipe, and it's... I can barely make insulation right now. Like, even with the petroleum engine thing, I could barely get any materials, the isoresin. I could barely get any of it to get the proper amount of insulation. It doesn't make much. Anyway, I'm gonna reset this for future me so that I don't have to worry about that, and I'll set it to 0. And then I have to do the same thing with hydrogen. There we go. Oh, there's some heat damage, but that's because the pipes here were... this one is full, so the stuff still went up there, but they didn't need it, so it just got stuck in the pipe. So eventually it was, you know, it was eventually gonna impart heat. So that's unavoidable, unless I put like something like a shut off there, but that's gonna be inconvenient to make. Anyway, where was I? The third session, right? This is the fourth session. Yeah. So I just need 400 after this. Is that right? I'll see. Yeah, because it's not going to one container, so the math is gonna be off a bit. Because some of the liquid went back up in the pipes instead. So yeah, I guess I still have to put some liquid shutoffs here that I'll open in stages. So the first one gets filled and then shuts off the pipes going to the topmost one. Either that, or I could just, you know, make the pipes go from top to bottom instead. Maybe. Anyway, 463. Reset. Here we go. Hopefully that should be enough. It's not gonna be enough, is it? No, it's not gonna be enough. Whatever. We just destroy these pipes for now. I don't need them. I can just rebuild this once I send the rocket out, because the rocket is gonna be out for such a long time. We reset that for future me. Here comes the last 10. Look how fast it's going through the pipes. There we go. That's full. Right? 900, 900, 663. Okay. So, is my astronaut in there already? Yes, it is. I mean, yes, they are. It's not. My astronaut is a person. Alright, retracting gantries. Here we go. Just immediately look just like that because of nice pre-planning. I could finally. Oh, it's oh, that gantry is gonna get Whatever, I don't care. It's just one gantry, whatever. I'm gonna send this rocket to... Where was I gonna go? All the way up here. Look at that! Virgo. I'm gonna rename it to... Hydrogen Hydrogen 1. Lovely name. Am I right? I'm gonna get me some wolframite and tungsten, which is necessary for all the stuff that I'm gonna need, or at least a decent amount just to add to my stockpile already. Anyway, very quickly into the episode, here we are, sending a hydrogen rocket. I don't care if it blasts away the gantry, whatever. Here we go. Whee! Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness, it looks cooler. Look at that. Yes! That is great. That is great. The tiles... That's funny, the tiles down here are being affected by the rocket launch. You can see this one especially is at 500. But for some reason, the storage bins and the other stuff, the background stuff, the pipes, not affected. Well, at least this one's affected, I guess. That's gonna be gone for how long? Whoa! 41 cycles. It's 40.9, but you know, round up at that point. 40 cycles. Also, wow, that rocket launch really did a number, huh? It even destroyed this. What? Oh my god, it even burned some of my automation wires. I was wondering why that thing wasn't closing. That's also one of the reasons why I want to get tungsten. Is because for automation here specifically. Because iron is not gonna cut it. The melting point is too low. It's 1,000 melting point, but my suspicions were confirmed by that rocket launch. That thing burned. That thing burned hot, melted some wires. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do some changes there. Oh my god! Look at that! Someone with suit wearing as their interests. Just what I've been waiting for. Nyctophobic though. I'll get you later, after the day, so I can build the room for you with light. Alright, not Joshua, you need a funny name. Carry the Great! Welcome to the base. Do you have a skill? You do have a skill, hey! Look at that! So now I have the option of sending either Wonder and Alden or this new person into space. But again, like I said, I'm gonna reserve that for another episode, though I am, you know, considering both options. That's quick. I didn't expect that to go that swimmingly, but hey! Alright, this thing. Completely forgot about this thing. So yeah, I only needed 2 here. Just 1 here and 1 here. So yeah, the concept there is the same as these ones right here. So as you can see, this water is flowing through here. That's because these are shut off. Right here. This one is disabled, this one is enabled. But this one is disabled. Essentially the concept here is that if the shutoff is shut off, it can still flow. It'll flow into the next one. But the concept here is that it's slightly altered, where it completely shuts it off because there's no other way to flow. So what happens here is that it goes to the very top, and I shut this off so that it goes on the second one. And then once the second one's full, I do the same thing and shut this off, and it goes into the third one. So yeah, that's why I needed only 2. Because I had to put the shut off here, so you know, it'll go up to the very top, and then the extra will not just flood through the top every time I send more. So if I shut this off, it completely cuts off it right at this part. Yeah. But I guess, yeah, I guess I'll call it there. Anyway, yeah, this is it. Alright. Like and subscribe if you like this video, and if you want to see more Oxygen Not Included. I'll probably play more even if I finish the game, and if I get spaced out, then there's more content waiting there. So yeah, if you want to see more, please do subscribe. I do plan on making other content, and yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. See ya.